All right.
Mary, if you're there.
So that was EJ. There's Mary. Hi. Ah, well,
Hello. I'll be up
hi.
in just a second. I got to go find my glasses.
Okay. Well, we're
Okay,
we're
I'll be right
live.
back.
We're live now. So okay. Let's see. Craig is here. Hi, Craig. Um, I'm in the hospital, but I'm going home shortly. I know this is weird, but I kind of get off doing weird, I guess. Anyway, nobody here knows. I'm actually I'm undercover live. So if anybody asks, I'm going to tell them I'm on a Zoom call. Doctor's supposed to be in here to give me permission to go home. So if Mary gets back, um, bleh, then she'll be live and I'll be chatting with the doctor, I guess. I don't know how this is going to work out. Also, no sense at all that I'm going to be able to continue this for any amount of time at all. I jumped in early mainly because I'm on my phone and I've
Right.
never come up on StreamYard on my phone.
It's
So
it's working out good. Um,
seems like, yeah.
EJ asked how the coffee is there.
Well, the nurse just asked, and I told her it was weak and
It was
cold.
weak and cold.
Weak
Oh
and
no.
cold.
Good morning, everyone.
It's
Let's see
that
here. You want me to
horrible.
say
Yeah, I
you
got
want me to
away.
say some good mornings?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Let's see.
First,
Well, Craig Doniger, he was in here first. Good morning, Craig.
hey,
Um,
Craig.
let's see. Oh, that's a Facebook user. That was me. Sorry.
Lori's here.
And Lori, hey Lori,
Hey, Lori.
Lori's
Nice
a
to
new
see you.
grandma.
Oh my goodness!
Lori's got a new grandbaby. Yes.
Oh, how wonderful! That's
Let's
terrific.
see.
Congratulations.
Samuel's here. EJ's here. First
I
class
see.
fish is here. Good morning, everybody. Did I get everybody? Let's see here.
No, they're not
Of
a
course.
lot signed in yet. We've got 10
Okay.
people so far, so
Yeah.
it's
It's
we're
not even time yet. You just got on
yeah.
here.
Uh, so I came in the hospital Monday morning early after a weekend of bleeding,
Yeah.
rectal
It was
bleeding.
bad, y'all.
Oh, it was real bad. It's
Yeah.
Saturday. It started Saturday morning,
Right.
and
So
it
when
was
you were streaming Sunday, when
yeah,
we were streaming Sunday, you were going through it.
yeah. I
So
was in the middle of it, right?
yep.
And then Monday, I had an appointment with my cardiologist Monday, so
Right.
I was trying to keep that. I wanted to do that, but I, by Monday morning, 3 in the morning, that was hopeless
Oh my
because
goodness.
it was just a steady flow. So I had no choice. I had to come into the hospital at that
Yes. You
point.
said your brother brought you in. I'm so
Yeah, he
glad you're
brought me
close
in.
to your brother.
Oh, it's made it workable.
Oh
So
yes.
anyway, the upshot of it all is the bleeding finally stopped.
Yeah.
I had a colonoscopy. They discovered I, number one, do not have cancer. That's
Thank
the good
thank you,
news.
Lord.
Number
Yes.
two, the
Thank
bleeding
you.
had stopped, so they don't know what the source was. Number three, they removed 11 polyps, and
Wow.
number 4, what is number 4? Yeah, diverticulitis,
Oh, yeah. Yep.
and that's apparently the culprit.
And
I'm
you were
on
explaining to me what diverticulitis is actually, what it actually is. It's like you said, there's like little pockets in your colon or little.
like little pits.
Yeah.
Only they're not real tiny. They're like maybe quarter to half inch.
Okay.
Um, and it's like this line of your colon gets pitted.
Yeah.
They don't know why. There's no treatment for it. But I believe what happened was I had a very big. I had a lot of food to eat on Friday. Don't know why. Just did.
Yeah.
And part of it
Just did.
included, yeah, part of it included a breakfast that had crushed nuts. Thank you, dear. And I think they got in the, what is this she just brought me? Oh, toothbrush. Isn't that nice? I got a toothbrush, and mouthwash, and something else. How
And you've
nice.
got some good nurses taking care of you.
Oh,
I
I
hope they're
do. They've been
I hope they're
amazing.
pretty and cute.
Oh, well, today's the first one that's not. And that's because Danny is a guy.
Well, we'll think he's cute. Hi,
Yeah,
Danny.
but right. But I've had some delightful nurses.
Good morning, Aquarium Daily.
So anyway, I'm also on blood thinners.
Yeah.
And pretty strong blood thinner.
So that added
And
to it.
so yeah, that made it worse. So by
Oh,
yesterday, Monday, today's Wednesday. By Monday evening, my hemoglobin count was getting dangerously low. So they gave me a pint of blood, and then another one that was in the morning. That was, I don't know when that was. It
yeah.
was in the morning. By evening, they had given me a second one with the possibility of a third, but it
Yeah.
started improving. They also deactivated the Eliquis.
Okay.
So that also helped. And by the time all that stuff took effect, the bleeding stopped, which is a good sign because it meant that it probably was caused by the just the blood being too thin.
Right. And then like a
So
polyp
yeah,
just
well,
like
it wasn't
yeah.
the polyps that were bleeding. It was the thing about these little pits
Hmm.
is that stuff gets trapped in them. And I'd eaten a bunch of finely ground nuts. And my theory is they got trapped in there, irritated it, and caused it to start bleeding. Um,
Yeah.
the oncologist, not oncologist, what is he? The guy who did the surgery feels the same way. Gastroenterologist,
Gastrologist.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
gastroenterologist. I can't even say
right,
it.
right. So anyway, all that's done. Yes, somebody just walked in. We're gonna
That's all
be
right.
on a Zoom call. It's okay.
You're just fine.
And you got a colonoscopy yesterday, but everything went well. We did not give you any anesthesia. But
Wow.
after
Oh, I'm very aware of that.
you wanted that,
I did want that, right?
Father Fish was able to watch his
Yeah,
colonoscopy,
I'm
and
in
that was
great
really
shape.
cool.
I feel so much
That's
better now.
really cool.
thank you so
And I'm looking to go home in the next 10 or 15 minutes.
Hi, ES.
Okay, you bet. So, yeah, they were checking on.
You need to tell these nurses how famous you are. You've got followers. It's not just followers. We are your family, and we love you so much.
It's
What a great birthday week. I mean, seriously.
so anyway, there was a problem. I got down there 7 o'clock yesterday morning for the surgery, and the gastro guy came by and he said, "I have bad news." I said, "What's that?" He said,
Yikes.
he said, "I can't do the surgery. Can't do the colonoscopy." And I said, "Why is that?" He said, "Because you've not been seen by a cardiologist, and so many of your issues are related to cardiology, like the bleeding." So I said, "Well, that ain't good news at all. I really would have."
Right.
So he said, "Well, there is a way I can do it. I can do it without anesthesiology, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not antiseptic. That's the wrong word.
Right.
Without putting you under." And I said, "I'm good for that. That's fine.
That's tough.
I can do that." And then, so they wheeled me in. And then he got into a big brouhaha with the head nurse. They said, this is gross medical malpractice. You
Oh,
can't
Lord.
do it." And he said, "We don't have
Right.
the
First
records."
class fish.
And I chimed in and I said, "The hell you don't. You got all the records. They were sent to the cardiologist." He said, "Well, they're not in the hospital." And I said, "Yes, they are." So he looked it up and he said, "Well, that's 45 pages here. I can't go through all that." So then he decided to allow me to have the anesthesia stuff.
Yeah.
And by that time, I'd pretty well made up my mind that I wanted to see what was going on. So I said, "No, I'm good. Let's just do it." And thus began about a half an hour, I guess, probably half an hour of procedure. And while it was not, while it was not painful, it was extraordinarily uncomfortable. Primarily because they pump your colon full of air in order to be able to look around.
And you know what happens when they put that air in there?
Yeah, well, it gets profoundly uncomfortable to the point. He asked me at one point, "What's your pain level?" And I said 7 to 8. So it was pretty bad. But the reality was I was captivated by what was happening on camera because I was able to watch the monitor and see every step of the way. And he explained it as we went through it. Young guy, doctor, early 30s, I guess. Real gung ho. And at one point, he was almost at the end of it. Had to make that last bend in the colon and couldn't do it because the colon was twisted or bent or something. So he said he had 2 nurses there at one point, and he had one of them push on my gut one way, and the other pull on it the other way.
Guess what happened?
It worked. It worked.
It worked.
So he got in there.
Father Fish was playing show tunes out his behind.
It was unbelievable. Well, not then, but later.
Right.
So anyway,
Better out than in.
able to see it all, able to look at it all, able to deal with the polyp issue, and they were benign polyps. They were
Thank
the
you. Yes.
the,
Thank
the
you, Lord.
Yeah, amen to that. And I had a clean colon because I did the procedure.
Yeah.
He commented on my clean colon. Good job, he said.
Good job on the clean colon.
Really, really. So there's the long and the short of it all.
Right.
So
Like EJ said, like a true scientist, he was in there watching his colonoscopy and learning. I'm like that too. I want to see what's happening. I think it's awesome. I like seeing things like that.
Well, yeah, I was talking to Chuck yesterday, and he said, "Well, there are videos of this."
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, but it's not my body."
Hey, if you could have put your colonoscopy on, your channel, it probably would have gone viral.
If I would have thought of it, I would have done it. I did not have my phone with me. Somehow left it in the room. I guess I should be thankful. It's been a real issue for me because I'm not young enough to think about documenting everything that happens in my life. And more is the pity because I go through stuff and I say, darn, I really
Yeah.
I should have taken that. And I didn't. And so you guys get to miss out on all the fun
Well,
stuff.
we're
So
getting an awesome stream this morning hearing about it. So that's amazing. And so glad to see you. You look great.
I
Everybody
have a
says you look
doctor
like
here.
everybody
I'm
says you
gonna
look like Santa Claus on Christmas morning.
All right, hold on. I got a doctor here.
Okay.
One of the heart doctors.
Oh, good.
Look at Dr. Steve.
I have been looking forward to meeting you.
So I guess you had some bleeding, is that right?
Yeah, it was a lot of bleeding.
And has it stopped?
It
at
has
this point?
stopped.
Okay.
It stopped yesterday morning
Okay.
before the colonoscopy. So they couldn't figure out why, but a lot of diverticulitis.
That's what I understand.
I'm pretty clear that's what it was.
So had you bled before this?
Never
admission?
once. Never.
So
First
back
time ever.
back in February, I think you were stented. Is that
Yes,
right?
that's
Yeah.
correct.
And you were on Eliquis and
Amprolata, right?
Okay.
It was longer ago than that. It was last summer.
Okay. So it's been during that
A year.
whole time you have not had bleeding
At
until
all.
this.
No,
Okay.
right.
So the question that they are asking us is what to do about your blood thinners.
Correct.
And I think the answer is that we can stop the Berlinta.
Really?
Yes.
And not the Eliquis. Because
Well, the Eliquis is for atrial fibrillation.
which I don't know. I've not had an event in over a year.
Let's do this. We'll get your pacemaker interrogated
Okay.
and see whether we see any atrial fibrillation on the pacemaker.
Okay.
The pacemaker.
Yeah, they
has
checked that
telemetry.
2 months ago.
Which device do you have? Do you have Medtronic or
The Boston. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll call Mike from Boston. We'll get it interrogated.
Okay.
And then we'll make a decision. But we're definitely only going to have you on one blood thinner. And
Okay.
we'll try to.
That'll make me more comfortable.
All right.
Should I be on aspirin then? I have not been at all.
Probably just go one at a time.
Perfect.
So,
Okay.
but we'll get the device interrogated first before we make a final decision on which one.
I need to go home today. Is that you don't have anything to say over that?
I don't. Sorry.
Thank you. Okay, well, that's good.
Like a true champion. I want to go home.
Really. Well, I was supposed to see him or his partner on Monday morning.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it. So I'm glad he finally stopped in. And he seems very reasonable. So I'm excited about. I really prefer. I really like having good doctors who are conversational,
Right.
And who will go through the process because I do try to understand what's going on. I really absolutely want to know. So anyway, that sounds good. Pleased about that, and it sounds like they're going to go in the direction I want to go in. So that's helpful as well. Anyway, anybody want to talk about fish? Oh dear, who all's here?
Let's see. Now Mark is here. Fish and shrimp by Rich.
Hey, fish and shrimp. Samuel is here.
Samuel, yes, sir. Did everybody hit the like?
So
you got to hit the like for this one.
First class fish, right? Hi. It's
always good.
Sunday? Must have been. We got to meet Samuel.
Oh, yeah. Oh, was it Sunday or last Wednesday? When did we do that? I can't remember. But Samuel, it was a pleasure. What a what a wonderful young man and fish keeper.
Yeah.
Hopefully he got moved.
Here's first class fish. Here we go. This is a good part of the story. Said I've been there. They had to cut out a section. Still need more surgery. I'm glad they didn't have to do that to you. Well, now the surgeon was sent in to look at me beforehand and to have a little chat with me. And then he got to talking with the gastro guy, and he was very upset because he said, "Well, you're going to get in there, and it's going to be nothing, and I'm not going to be able to remove anything." And he said to me earlier, he said, "Well, yeah,
Hey, Morgan.
we can, we'll probably have to take out about 8 inches of your colon."
Oh, goodness.
So he was just going on like this,
Yeah.
very upset that he might not get the cut on me.
Oh,
So
God, yeah.
then,
They're wanting to do it.
then what was worse was he came in 5 minutes after the surgery. They got me back up to the room, and he walks in and he says, "Well, they did not figure out where you're bleeding from. So we're going to have to take your entire colon out."
Oh, no.
That's what he said.
Yeah. That's
So
not what you want to hear.
I'm not going to let this guy near me with a knife.
Right.
Not
Exactly.
even. So
Hey, Morgan Freilich is here. We haven't seen him in a while.
I then complained about that to the head nurse. So
Yeah.
the word got out. But he's apparently like that. He's just one of these guys who loves the knife and loves to use it.
Yeah.
So he's gone for now anyway. Who's here?
Right.
What did you say?
Morgan Freilich. I haven't seen him in a while. Hello, Morgan.
Oh, hey, Morgan. Nice to
Yeah.
see you. Yeah,
Or
first
at least
question.
see you in chat.
They said nuts and seeds and such don't agitate it, but I was sure. That's when it happened. I ate,
Right.
now I've been eating crunchy stuff, for a long time, but I had these nuts, and my hunch is that they were, oh, I got it. Here we go. They were like dry and hard. So the lesson that I learned is that I should not ingest sand.
Sand. Don't
Sand,
cap
right.
yourself with sand. Hey,
Right.
Terry.
I don't get to eat sand
Right.
because it gets in those little fissures, those
Nooks
little
and crannies.
the nooks and crannies, right?
Right.
It does its job, and then I'm gonna bleed out. So no sand for me, boy.
Oh my goodness. There's Terry's tropical tanks, Father Fish.
Very nice to see you, Terry. Oh goodness.
I've missed Terry. I've not been around a lot lately on YouTube. And Terry, I just think you're wonderful. There's Glitch Aquatics. Hi, Glitch.
Oh, Mermaid Chorus is good. Hey, Mermaid.
Yes. Mermaid's Chorus. EJ says,
I think I got
EJ,
another picture coming in.
okay. EJ
Some-
says, leave the sand for the deep substrate, Father
Right.
Fish.
Well, I'm concerned about deep substrate.
Thank you, Lori.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
And there's Bass Queen.
Oh, good. Oh, that was quick. Hard to be quicker than that. Absolutely. Okay, we're doing a check on the pacemaker.
Sorry.
That won't take long. You guys are right on the button.
Neighborhood. Thought I'd stop by.
Well, I appreciate it. Down from Boston.
No.
This got checked last time about three months ago.
Okay. Who's your heart doctor these days?
Well, I got a new one.
All
Oh,
right. Who's your heart doctor?
I don't know his name either. He just stopped in and saw me 5 minutes ago from Florida. I'm up from Florida. I was there for 30 years, so had a lot going on.
Now you're here.
And now I'm here.
You're here for a while.
Now I moved up here.
Oh,
I got family, so I am we're Salisbury resident, and I like Salisbury
well, good.
a lot. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
That was quick. Stuck that thing on there, just set it on it.
Just,
took it off. And,
I've got a signal now. I can talk to it. wireless.
oh, okay, cool. How long is the history that sits in this thing?
It depends
Okay.
on how much it's been recording and
Right.
what are you looking for?
Looking for events.
Okay. Usually it records,
DFib, AFib.
usually it records events since the last time it was checked.
Okay. Which is like 3 months ago.
Okay.
But you should have the records prior, or the doctor, I guess, that's the
Yeah,
record
the doctor can look
prior to
that
that.
stuff.
Yeah. I was told it's good for 5 years, good for 5 more years.
4 years is today's reading.
4?
4
Okay.
more years. Yep.
That's interesting, because the doctor in Sarasota was adamant about it being 5 years. And that was
Well,
2 months ago.
Your mileage may vary.
I guess 4 years is okay. That's, if I don't have to think about it for 4 years, I'm good.
Yep. We'll keep an eye on it. So you
So-
don't have to worry about it.
Anything on AFib?
Haven't got there yet. Burn through the numbers. Don't have to think of it.
There's some machine. This is my heart monitor. It's not a heart monitor. What is that? It's what's a heart monitor?
Okay.
I'm doing a Zoom call, so
He went in yesterday.
I'm talking to
for the
Fred.
hospital. He's doing good though, Aluja. He's got us hanging out with him. Yes, he's tough.
April of
Hey,
18.
Hey,
Yeah.
the Nano Aquarium guy.
Yeah,
Good
that
morning.
was my heartbeat dropped to 30. So that's where this thing came from.
Hey,
According
Narish.
to Liz. Who else is here? Mermaid.
Yep. The Nano Aquarium guy.
EJ,
We've got-
I say this much love and respect, but you look like Santa Claus coming up.
Right.
Coming up November. It's exactly the way I feel. Right. Except
Santa Claus on a hangover.
no hangover. No hangover.
No,
Just-
I'm just kidding. No, he's
Just unkempt.
right.
Grossly
He's-
unkempt.
EJ says, "How are the fish and plants while you're in the hospital?" Well,
My brother turned the lights on, and I told him
Yeah.
just leave them on. And I don't feed much anyway, so no big deal there. I was going to be getting
Right.
some fish from Bioaquatics this week, but that
all
fell
right,
through.
Mondres.
Probably the first of the month, I'll get an order in, and we'll do some new stuff. No nuts, right? I think
Right.
I think that's key, EJ. Who is that? ES? Who is that?
Yeah, and ES is Emily, and Bass Queen is here. The Nano Aquarium
Oh,
guy.
wonderful. Okay.
Narish.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Aluja's here, and who else did I see? Mark came in. Mark Sterelson.
Oh, hi, Mark.
First class fish. Craig. Let's see here. I did
Mark.
say Bass Queen.
What a gang.
Glitch Aquatics is here. Terry's Tropical Tanks.
Well, you know
More-
what
well,
was interesting?
An
When
Aquarium Daily.
I came out of the colonoscopy, the nurses all stood up and cheered. They called me a hero.
They called you here.
Well, I went through it without any anesthesia,
There's a cat stuck on me.
so I was able to experience the total event.
Right.
It was, and I said it was magnificent, and it
Right.
really
It's
was.
fascinating.
It absolutely was amazing. I'm glad I did it, but I'm not sure I'll do it again.
Right.
I think once was maybe enough.
One time is enough.
Maybe, I don't know. 3G, hello 3G.
Hey, there's
see.
my Greg.
Look up the first class fish. Look up the story about the staff making fun of a guy while he was sedated for his colon. He snuck his phone in with a hand recorder.
Right.
wish I would have. I really wish I would have, but I
Oh,
didn't
that
know.
would have been fantastic. Live stream it.
Really, really, that would have been
Right.
too good.
Yes, just like giving birth. Only different, but just like it.
Farting like a belched whale. You got that right. It was amazing. I was
And you're
astounded.
seeing it, and you're seeing it here first. Father Fish brings us everything.
I know just walked in with something. Pills.
Okay.
Pills that got right.
Good, good. Okay. And then I have your Lantus and your Humalog.
Okay. You want to do those? We can do that.
Yep.
Man, just turned 82 this week, and look at this tough man sitting there and hanging out with us. Wow.
There we go.
You want to do the dollar?
That's
My
good.
hair's not even done this morning. I just got up and got on here. Yeah, look at Father Fish.
I haven't seen the hairbrush in the 4 days.
Oh, you look sexy. Don't worry about it.
I'm not going to show you what they're doing. I'm
Uh-oh.
I'm getting shot in the belly here.
Okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
Oh,
1, 2.
this
It's
little kitty's attacking me.
insulin stuff.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
good.
All right.
Oh,
Thank
yeah, I
you.
didn't think about that.
Gotta take
'Cause-
that one pill.
Oh.
He does take insulin.
So your blood pressure check's fine. You've had 4 episodes.
Right,
of
EJ.
Zero. The longest was 13 hours, and the most recent was July 11th.
Couple of months ago.
Right.
Okay.
I'll let the doctor know that.
That's good to know.
Terry.
What they do. Okay. Thank you. That was pretty quick.
Do you need anything right now?
Oh, thanks, Mark.
Now, this is Danny. Danny's like,
You too, Bass Queen. Hi, Danny.
no, I think I'm good, Danny. Some more water. I'm bad out of water. Yeah, please. Yeah.
You know, it used to be all the guys went in the hospital and got all the cute nurses. But now when women go in, we've got man nurses, so we get the same treatment. I had a good one with my gallbladder surgery.
Both, please.
I told Father Fish to enjoy that nurse attention and relax.
I had the cutest nurse in the world yesterday.
I knew it was coming.
I was hoping you were talking about that.
Are you talking about Danny? Danny, you're adorable.
Say hello to Denise for me. All right.
Oh, nothing better than a good hospital stay when they treat you well and they really help you.
Amazing. The average age here of the frontline staff, the nurses, aides, all of that, is like 30.
Yeah, and under.
25 to 35. Now, some older, but not much. I mean, they're young. It's a young staff, and they're so animated,
Oh.
and upbeat and positive. It's just really it's been a great experience. I've had some of the best nurses I've ever had, and I've had a lot of good nurses.
Right.
But these gals, Danny's the first male nurse I've had.
I'm telling you,
But
they're
the
awesome.
attitude of all of them is very upbeat, very positive, very, doing what needs to be done. They
Yes.
don't turn dates. I haven't seen an attitude. I haven't come near an attitude anywhere. It's been very impressive.
And I mean, when you're in the hospital, it's scary. I mean, you're not like scared, but you know what I mean. You're like worried. You need to know what's going on.
I'm scared.
And I ain't scared. And Gina's Reed, and here comes more people. We've got No Limits Tricking Company. We have Snake Piskin. Good morning, and Gina's Reed.
Snake, good to see you, Snake.
And Ian. Hey, Ian. There's Atkins.
Movie stars pay a lot of money for that.
Right.
Oh well. Aquarium Daily. If they make a mistake, don't want to be too awake to see
Oh,
it.
And there is Dubes, the
Oh my goodness. How are you?
scoutskaper. Hey, Dubes, haven't
Nice
seen
to
you in a
see you.
while.
Really? Mark Sterlson. Hey, Mark.
Mark.
At least you don't have selfies with three people dead real. No, but
There's
I tell
Ian.
you what, I have a haunted bed. It's one of those electric beds, and it will. Thank you very much, Danny. This bed activates itself. I was talking to a nurse yesterday about it. She said that's not the worst of it.
Yeah.
The worst of it is when family is here and their relative has died and the bed moves.
I never thought about that.
That's a rough one. No, and they say, "Look, he moved, and there was the bed. And it's true. This is the worst place in the world to have that bed. That
Snake.
bed could be consigned to something else. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe it'll be or something.
But all the beds move.
Do they really?
Yeah, all over the hospital.
Well, what's weird is it moves in a way I can't control.
Yeah, it moves the air.
It comes up in the middle.
Down.
Yeah, right. It's weird. Yeah.
So
So it's deliberate.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's built in. That's interesting.
Nobody likes
see, he's enjoying himself now. Look at him.
That's a little weird.
Wasn't my idea.
Thank you, Danny.
Oh, thank you, Dube. Now, there's a few people that have just come in, Father Fish. Would you like to just tell a long story short, just while you're there?
Yeah.
Some people missed it.
Okay. Well, you get to go back and watch all the joy.
All right.
Saturday
The
morning, early about
suspense.
3 a.m. Well, I should go back before that. One of the things that's been an issue for me has been getting out and meeting people. I haven't met anyone to have any kind of relationship with in the couple of months I've been here. So a couple of friends who will go nameless for the moment set up a little breakfast fund for me.
Oh,
So I got out. I've been getting out and having breakfast, and meeting and chatting and so forth. Well, I had breakfast Friday morning, and I had pancakes, and they put crushed nuts on top of the pancakes.
yeah.
Well, that's good. I like that kind of thing a lot. So I ate that, and then 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm awakened by a bowel insistency that drove me
Consistency.
instantly to
That's a nice way to put it.
the throne. And but I always look. I mean, I always do. I always want to know what's coming out of me, and it was bright red and a lot of it. So that freaked me out.
Yeah.
But I had a doctor's appointment with my cardiologist Monday morning, so I said, okay, I'll get through the weekend, and if it's not worse, I'll see him and we'll go from there. So nothing much happened then on Saturday. Sunday morning, same thing. 3 a.m. I'm on the throne. And it was like throughout the day, 3 or 4 times. So
Yeah.
I still felt like, well, I can probably survive this and be able to get in and get their counsel. I don't know what I thought was going to happen, but I wasn't thinking clearly. And I
Yeah.
had no experience of it. So by Monday morning, it was like a river. It was
Yeah.
just steady flow of
And you'd
blood.
lost a lot of blood. You lost a lot of blood.
I lost about 3 pints, 3 to 4 pints of blood.
Yeah.
So my brother drove me into the hospital. They gave me a unit pretty much right away. Scheduled me for a colonoscopy. I had they were really good. I had a bunch of doctors come in, gave me a lot of reviews, talked through a lot of issues, determined that the the most sensible first step was a colonoscopy to see what was going on. They tried to do an EKG. I couldn't do that because I can't tolerate the dye because I've got only one kidney that's at about
Yeah.
30%. So, and then they did nuclear, and that didn't really show anything. So then it was yesterday morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm down in surgery, ready for a colonoscopy, and the head nurse said, "We can't do that." And the gastro guy said, "Well, why not?" Said, "Well, because it's medical malpractice. He has not been seen by a cardiologist,"
Oh,
which was valid. And that
right.
was a legitimate point because so many of my issues are heart related. So anyway, they battled about that for a while, and the oncologist, whatever he's called, the guy who did the colonoscopy, he said, well, he came to me and explained what was happening, and he said, well, I can do it, but I won't be able to give you any anesthesia. So I said, okay, I'm good with that. That's fine. I'd like to see it anyway. So they wheeled me in, and then he and the head nurse got into a real brouhaha over it. And I interjected myself into the conversation and was rather huffy about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because they were saying they didn't have the records, and I knew they did. They had all of my records from Florida. So finally, he looked them up and he said, well, there's 45 pages here. I can't read all that, which I thought was curious. It went from, we don't have them to, it's more than I can deal with. So then they poked through it a little bit and decided to let me have anesthesia. Well, by then my mind was made up. I was going to do this thing. I wanted to see it, wanted to know what was going on. So I said, no, let's go for it. And he did. He did.
And he did.
And I'll tell you
Force.
what, if I see him again, what is he called? Oncology is cancer.
Oncologist. Yeah.
No, it's not oncology. That's
Oh,
cancer.
okay.
It's the gastro. The
gastroenterologist.
Right.
I can't say it.
If
Gastrologist.
I see him
Same
again,
word.
I am going to tell him that I deeply appreciate his pushing through in the midst of my obvious agony.
Right? Oh no. It's not funny. I don't mean to laugh.
He was not my groaning and moaning and oohing and howling.
He didn't care.
Did not slow him down a second. He was
no.
Right.
It was like Rotor-Rooter in there.
He had about as bad as he could get. He said, it's gonna get a little worse.
Oh no, it is gonna get worse.
Yeah, that
Bless
was
your heart.
right at the end of it all, where they couldn't make that last bend because the colon was twisted, and they had to manipulate my gut.
Ooh.
And that was really interesting because I had these two big burly guys holding one way and then the other, and it worked. And he got in there, and they got to see my appendix opening.
Oh,
They
wow.
pointed out my appendix, which I found I had no idea.
Yeah.
So then we were looking around and began to see fissures. What are they called? I named
the little nooks and crannies. Wait a minute. What was it called? Gosh, I just went blank. But it's all the little.
Somebody is going to say it.
Little, not fissures, but it's like little dips in the colon that like craters.
Right. What is?
Oh my gosh! How did I go blank? Wow, you said it, and I seriously went blank.
So anyway, what happened next? He got in there. He cut 11 polyps out, and then
Wow.
found all of these fissures.
Yeah.
And pretty clear that that's what caused the problem. Because of those nuts. Remember the nuts?
Yeah.
The nuts nested
Irritated him.
in the little
Right.
yeah, and
just
caused
cut
bleeding.
and carried on.
Because- yeah, because of all of the blood thinners I'm on.
Yeah.
So anyway, by then though the blood had stopped because they did a reversal on the the Eliquis, and they gave me 2 pints of whole blood. So that stopped the bleeding.
Thank God.
Right. So then got through all that, got back down here, got in my room, and here comes the surgeon. Dejected. Just beside himself. Very upset. Very disappointed. Because he didn't get to cut me open and take any part of me out.
Oh yeah.
So he said, well, he was looking on the bright side. The bright side was, well, the bleeding had stopped, so now we don't know what caused it. So I'm going to have to take your entire colon out.
God.
Honest
So you would
to
have had to
God-
like wear a bag and everything,
honest
wouldn't you?
to
You
God,
would have
he
to.
said that right for life, right?
Yeah.
So I dismissed him summarily and had a little conversation. Apparently he's like that. I mean, I guess he's a genius. Yes, we have a doctor. Just walked in. Bravo.
All right.
A
Here we
couple-
go.
Hi.
Good, how are you?
Am I
Cat.
home?
Did Dr. Kadura drop by here?
No.
The one who did the colonoscopy
Uh-uh.
yesterday?
Haven't seen him.
How are you feeling?
I'm 1,000%.
Percent, I don't know.
Yeah.
Any,
So much
any
better.
bowel movements yesterday? Did you yesterday at all?
No, not at all. But I just started feeling some pressure because I did eat yesterday.
Right.
So
After colonoscopy, it'll take a few days time just because they cleaned out everything, you know?
right,
So it takes
right.
a couple of days.
And I was pretty cleaned out.
Right.
He made a note of that. Good job.
Exactly. So it takes a couple of days for things to build up again. But no blood, right? No blood.
No blood at all. No.
Your hemoglobin did drop, which is kind of expected when
Right.
you know it all happened.
Is it back up now?
It's not, but the thing is, because it takes a couple of days for things to kind of get
There's
equilibrium.
nothing bringing it down further.
Right,
though.
exactly.
So where is it?
I think it was like 7 point something this morning, right?
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty
So
low.
we need to check it again later today just to make sure it's not keep dropping. That's one thing. Second thing is, did Dr. Whelan drop by? He's the cardiologist.
Yes.
Who is a partner
He
with
did.
Dr. Chadnicki.
Yes.
This morning, I'm assuming.
Yeah. And this morning, and we talked,
Uh-huh.
and he's going to take me off of one of the 2
Right.
thinners. Yeah.
Definitely.
Probably Berlante, he said, which kind of surprised
Right,
me.
because you had stenting about a year ago, so probably
Yeah,
that's one thing.
exactly. Right.
And then the timing of going back on Aliquis is something we will. I have to check with Dr. Kadura, who's a gastroenterologist. Okay.
Yeah, right. Well, that's what they said
Right,
yesterday.
3 days is usually the kind of general protocol for it. So yeah, I think we can go back on it. We'll check your numbers again. We will see how you're doing okay with meals. Keeping your food down.
Yeah, I'm
No
eating
belly
well.
pain, no nausea, no chest pain, none of
Nothing.
that.
No,
Any tingling and numbness in your legs?
no,
Nope.
no.
All right.
Doing great.
All right. Did you? How did you walk, son?
I walked. Yeah.
Did you walk any further? Or
No,
not?
I have not.
Okay, so that's one thing.
I'm a little dizzy, so
Right. So we just want to make sure we can just, you know,
I need to get up, move around.
yeah. We
Yeah.
just want to make sure that you are strong enough to just go home. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh yeah, he's strong enough. Sorry. I'm
Oh
just
yeah. He's got us all beat.
A lot of family
He
members there.
certainly does.
Yes. Our friends. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, you can cover us.
Okay.
Oh gosh, yeah, Crohn's. That's what I wondered if he had Crohn's or colitis or anything like that. But everything's
No.
good.
No Crohn's, no colitis. What are those fissures called
What fish?
in the colon?
The dent, yeah.
The little pockets.
Oh, diverticuli.
Diverticulitis. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's what caused the problem. I had eaten a bunch of crushed nuts on Friday, and I think that's what triggered it.
Alrighty. So we will follow up on your hemoglobin. We will follow up with your nurse about how you're walking.
Okay.
And then meanwhile, we will talk to the gastroenterologist as well. And then we go from there. Hopefully, if everybody is in agreement, then later in the day, we might be able to get you home.
Good.
But we
Good.
just have to make sure that everybody else is okay.
Oh no, I lost the fish. I'll come back.
Uh-oh.
Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
EJ dropped the
What are you
fish, I
doing?
think. I think she dropped the fish. So
We
it
lost
sounds like they're gonna
That's
she's
weird.
looking for a fish. I think she just laid her phone down. She was dipping and so it sounds like they're gonna keep you maybe a couple more days and just
No.
watch you. Okay.
I've got to get out and move around.
Okay.
My hemoglobin is low, so they're gonna have to
Well,
check it again.
yeah, that's
Down to-
understandable.
Down to like
Right.
73. So I may wind up getting that third unit of blood.
Yeah. Well, Whip's World came in and Johan is here. See, I think I got the Nano Aquarium guy.
Who is this?
Samuel. Okay. Who else do I have here?
I hit banners somehow.
That's all right. I'm just putting up people's comments.
Whip's World.
Yep, Whips is here. Johan. They've been going through power outages in South Africa.
Oh my. Atkins. Hey,
Oh,
Atkins.
here's another
Mark-
one.
Mark Sterlson.
Yes. Oh, there's Gren Wood. Hey, Gren. And
Hi,
you just
Gren.
got in. We're watching Father Fish. And Nick Rabella. Nick Rabello. Welcome.
Bass Queen. Son just got a Crohn's diagnosis. 240 to 135 and 4 bucks. My God.
Here we go. Let's see. Nick. There's Nick right there. Hello, Nick. And of course, Snake. I think you heard me say Snake Piston was here, who we really enjoyed seeing his tanks last week.
Yeah, Bass Queen. Sorry to
Thank
hear
God.
about your son.
Yeah,
Gonna
she's
see-
had.
Oh, thank God.
Did you find it, DJ?
I did, and he seemed to be okay. And yeah, hopefully.
So what was it?
It was one of the two chili rasboras I found.
Oh
and
no.
Yeah, he was covered in dirt, and but he seemed to be otherwise fine. So I'll keep an eye on him. Here
Oh
goes.
goodness.
Right.
Okay.
And I found a couple more of I might have a baby Ellisoma in here, but I was just like grabbing a couple of colors.
Yeah.
Here we go. See, and I found another very bright red
Shrimp?
cherry. Yeah.
Oh yes.
And it's a boy, so of course.
Oh, it's a good red one.
Yeah, big.
You
So
know,
the females tend to be a lot more colorful than the males. If you have a colorful male, oh, there is a little Ellisoma. Is it? No. The females tend to be a lot more colorful than the males. So if I run across a male that's very colorful, I'm like, selective breeding, baby. So,
right. Mine
but I'm
that I have
also-
up here, they're super red. And these actually came from well, some of them from Roxanne, but some of them were from Amazon. I don't know. Somebody sent me some off of Amazon, but they're nice shrimp. And then, of course, my blue jellies, Father Fish, that you sent me, they're going wild down here in this tank. They're having a big time.
Made an interesting comment. He said, feed the tank, not the fish.
Right.
If you're talking about nanos, it's absolutely right. It's not the case with big fish, but if you got small fish, you want to be feeding the tank, not the fish. We
Right.
lost Jay again.
Uh-oh. I think she's just laying her phone down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I should bring them when I'm. Yeah, I
I
don't know.
spent an hour last night watching my guppies like graze in the mulm, and it was so interesting. I put my phone on it and magnified it, and just I couldn't see what she was finding, but it was so cool to watch them digging around in there and finding microorganisms and different things. I made a little short this morning on it. It was really cool.
I need to get a microscope is what I need, because there's just so
Yes.
many things. And you know what? They're not, I mean, a decent one isn't bad. Like they're like $100 to, you know,
Yeah.
for, you know, the purposes that we really, really need for.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So I'm, let's see.
I've been thinking about this actually.
Uh-huh. I mean, you're such a scientist.
Well, I've got two of them.
You got two?
Yeah.
Samuel.
One of them is a, what's it called? It's a scope that magnifies like 10 times
Mm-hmm.
to be able to actually do
Science.
operational things on it. And then the other one goes up to 1,000.
Cool. Yeah,
So-
the 1,000 sounds like it might be the better quality one.
Well, they're both real good quality. They're good. They're really good microscopes.
It just depends on how close you want to get.
Well, and what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
My brain's not working real well.
Your phone?
Yeah, I think it's the hemoglobin thing is affecting me.
Oh, you can like kind of loopy?
A little bit, yeah.
I was asking what kind of killer pain meds you were on.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Glenwood. Okay.
Samuel made a comment, Father Fish. He was talking about the Wallstat method, which we've discussed it. And
Mm-hmm.
Father Fish, your system is like you learn, you know, Diana has the right with the system, but what you did was you took it a step further by capping it with sand.
Well, there's a video.
Yes.
Samuel, look up the Wallstead video.
Yeah,
that I did.
I'm looking for it.
It explains the steps that I've taken after Wallstead that resolved issues that she raised in her book. There were two primary issues. One was the nutrients in the soil depleting, and the other one was keeping the nutrients out of the water column. And we resolved both of those issues. And I've got a video explaining that. So
I'm looking for it.
Somebody will have the link.
Yep. Lori will probably beat me to it. But good night, Mark.
I remember seeing that video. It actually was one of the first videos I saw, and I thought,
that's a good video.
It really ties that whole concept together.
Exactly.
Right.
And you know, there's so many great scientists. Who was the guy that
everybody does their part?
Yeah,
I just found it.
Thomas Edison was one of those scientists. I know people argue back and forth who was better, Edison or Tesla, but Edison was one of those scientists that he didn't just stop at an invention. He would try to make his invention better.
Yeah.
So it really says something when you're on the right track. You have an excellent, I guess, foundation for the next step in making, well, in this case, making the case that this bowl or this ecosystem can last forever and can simulate what's really going on the outside. I have way too much nanopetite, but I love them and I have a hard time giving them up.
Oh, it's a wonderful plan.
It is, and I do a lot of small, tiny systems. So this one has some new growth. Yeah, this one has some new growth, but I've got some old leaves, so I probably should trim it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got all the new fish in here, and I happen to have, it's my office, and it's relatively new. What's so funny is I had a fish tank in here before I had pictures of my family.
Right, Samuel.
Does that make me a bad person?
No. Oh, shoot. I forgot to text Jimmy P this morning, tell him we were on. Things have been going on. Y'all keep Jimmy P in your prayers, too. We need to support him. He's doing good. He's just got a lot going on at home and just, hanging in there. So just everybody, I would love to see him get to 1,000 subscribers. So let me see if I can drop his link too. There's
Oops. Hi.
yes, Monster Vision. Lori's dropping those links, boy. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
And
Yeah.
Samuel, you're going to enjoy those videos. You really will. Hope Samuel got moved. Did you get everything done? Or you moved completely now? Or are you still in the process?
Yeah, Samuel is in Indonesia,
Mm-hmm.
and is a young man who's a missionary. He attended Bible college here in the States, and is now back there doing mission work.
Thank you.
His goal is to build a church, so
Oh, my
he's
goodness.
beginning to put
That
that.
is,
They're so hungry out there. That's what I've been told.
Amen.
So
Amen.
hungry.
Amen. Yeah, we experience the lack of interest in Christianity or religion in general here in the States, but it's not like that at all in the rest of the world. China, for example, has an absolute revolution going on among Christians,
I think
with
it,
tens of millions of people coming to Christ every year in China.
you
The
know
same
what's
yes.
thing is
interesting?
true in South America and in Africa and in much of Asia.
Now,
The
not that I
Muslim,
trust the Chinese government at all, but what's interesting is China has recently, in the last 10 years, become quite a contender on the world market, and they've converted a lot. The reason why is they converted a lot of their stuff to capitalistic measures, and
right.
I forgive me, but the more a country becomes a Christian, the more capitalistic things, I guess you could say, policies start to emerge.
Yeah.
So I just
Well,
thought that.
and it's based on the primary importance of the individual and the individual's relationship to God.
Right.
One of the real crises that's happening right now with globalism is that it is not based on any value system. It does not have the underpinning of any kind of religious discipline or religious thought. As a result, it's failing and failing globally because it has no moral foundation.
Yeah.
Right.
Changing the name is what they do, but it's essentially the same thing over and over again. And it's just not good for people. It really isn't.
Well, it denigrates people. I mean, it what we're seeing with all of these global medical issues, starvation, and the like, is an absolute lack of concern on the part of policymakers for the well-being of people. There is no concern for the well-being of people. There's this notion that somehow we need to think globally, think the species, and not think the individuals. And the problem with that is you cannot build a morality on that. You cannot build a population on that. That's the fundamental nature of tyranny, is to deny the importance of the individual, of their rights, and of their life. And that's really the struggle that we're involved in today.
Yep. See that?
Right. Let's see here. We've got another one.
I do not ascribe to the notion that that the fish fam should be devoid of any moral or political interest.
Well,
I think that very idea is an abomination.
Well, we did,
because
I believe we had quite a bit of influence during the Lacey Act when they were debating
no
that.
question about it. That's right. There
I
were
think.
tens of millions of people came out against that.
Mhm.
And in spite of there are a few fools out there who still believe it was a put up job and that it meant nothing. But yes, they did. Thank you, dear.
Yeah. So I've put a little bit of a cucumber over there. I know the fish are gonna go nuts. Put it on, we'll go after it.
Bravo. Bravo.
Yesterday
What else is going on here?
this is the fish
Right,
that
Snake.
he seems to be
Oh,
okay.
it looks fine. Good.
Yeah. It's a chili rasbora. I could only find 2. I think
I think it only sent you two.
No, you didn't send me any chili rasboras. The chili
Did I?
rasbora.
You sure? I thought I did.
No chili
There's
rasbora.
Jimmy P. Good morning, Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy's here. Hi, Jimmy.
Yeah. That's the Elasoma that you sent me.
Love you.
The chili rasboras, I actually had quite a flock of them, but I hate to say this, but I think my Hermano shrimp ate them. I have like 10.
After they were dead, maybe. I don't think they would kill them.
No, I'm pretty sure they
You
got.
think they killed them? Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. But keep in mind it was a small. I have them in a holding container while I do some re-updating with my 75.
Yeah.
And so they were easy pickings, I guess. But and I mean, it doesn't matter. Still feeding them. But I've noticed that the shrimp can be, even these Neocaridina shrimp, they can be a little bit. They can eat a little bit of food, that a little bit of. Like when I put vinegar eels in there, they'll start to swim around and kind of, grab, if that makes any sense. So I already fed them yesterday. So I permanently brought one of my my vinegar eel cultures, so that there will be a continuous live food source for these sweet little fish. I have 2 Elasoma females and 1 Elasoma male I put in yesterday. And then just for the, purpose of the fact that, these are small fish, I brought my last remaining 2 chili rasboras. And I know they prefer a group, but this is what I have, and they're not available right now in the stores. So I figured they'll be happier in a smaller environment. And I have my last Celestial Pearl Daniel. He's a male. He's really pretty. I just put him in here as well. So he'll probably hide, but they'll be happy. See, this is, yeah.
Snake Plissken just made an off-the-wall comment that I have never given any consideration to at all, and I don't even know offhand what he's talking about. But he says all large bodies of water are uniformly concave, never convex.
What does that mean? I mean, I know I've heard the term concave and convex, but not.
Well, I assume what it means.
Usually in terms of, he might be talking about the bowl, the way, because it's circular.
Well, he's talking about large bodies of water.
Right.
But the principle would be the same. So what he's saying is, in an ocean, for example, the middle of that body of water is going to be lower than the edges, if you will. That water has a tendency not to bubble, but to do the reverse, which I never gave any consideration to at all. I would not have assumed that was true. It is fascinating, interesting, and I expect it's probably true. Good job, Snake. You pulled one out of the bag there.
I'd love to be able to read more about that, because I've heard that in terms of a bowl is not as, I guess, fish friendly as opposed to something that's straight up and down. And that may or may not be true, but I mean, I don't think it's going to be enough that the fish are going to suffer in an environment such as this.
Yeah. Well, I don't think. Yeah, the effects on a small body of water would be not measurable.
Yeah.
But it might be, I don't know. We'll throw that in the pot and mix it in and see what we get. Lori's saying that she is 2 hours from me. I'm in North Salisbury, right on the Delaware border. So I'm half an hour from Ocean City. You're in New Jersey, I think. Yeah, there are a lot of fish people north of me. Nothing much south of me.
Dinesh, thank you.
In fact, there's nothing here in Salisbury. I really would like to. I'm thinking about trying to figure out how to start a small shop here in Salisbury. I figure I can do it for about $10,000 and be open 3 to 4 days a week. It's a good sized city. There are 250,000 people living in this town. Plus, it's a university town. There are actually 2 universities here in Salisbury.
Oh, I guarantee it. You know, as long as the prices are reasonable, a cheap, you know, a small little setup like this, or even a beta fish bowl, people will appreciate. Look, I've got my first taker.
Lori's in Baltimore. And thank you, Dinesh. You got a $20 super chat, Father Fish.
That's
and
right.
And there's Mermaid's Chorus. Hello.
I'm going to sign off now, guys. I have to get in, you know, get going on my work schedule. But I wanted to check in with you.
Thank you for coming.
Have a great day, EJ.
I'll listen to the rest of the live stream. You guys are awesome. Love you all.
Love you. Did you see Dinesh sent you a $20 super chat?
No, I did not.
Yes. And
there it is.
Mermaid.
Right.
Yes. Mermaid's Chorus is here too.
Thank you so much, Tanang. That's delightful. I appreciate it. How are we on Wall Glober? Oh, here we go.
Is everything okay?
This conversation that Snake had on Discord about 6 months ago made a certain young man absolutely wildly insane, frustrated, and angry that I was promoting flat earthism.
Oh no.
So, you know, it was a conversation. And it was fascinating. And what was fascinating was the reactions to it. So I was in touch with him. I'm not going to say who it was. Somewhat recently, a month or so ago, and he's still upset about it.
Oh no.
Himself.
Snake says he's glad to make you laugh, Father Fish. And it was a good conversation.
Really.
And did you hear Lori's in Baltimore is where she's at?
Right. That's right. I did know that. And I need to figure out where and go visit. I'm going to do that. I think one of the things that being in the hospital this time has done is it's really helped me turn a corner on wanting to get out and get involved and do things.
Yeah.
There were an awful lot of people within a 2-hour drive of me who I would be delighted to be fish people. Just fantastic, amazing fish people. I mean, this is really the heartland of the industry, at least on the East Coast. And it has been for 75 years.
Wow.
Maryland, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania have really been the foundation of the hobby. Starting back in the 30s, when Dr. Ennis wrote a book and opened a public aquarium in Philadelphia. Didn't last long, but it demonstrated the tremendous interest in this region in tropical fish. And it's where everything happened until about 1970, when it began to really open up and spread. And that had everything to do with people like Merle Cohen, who was a foundational person in the industry, who developed things like the plastic bag and like using oxygen.
I
I'm
think Father
getting a
Fish's
call
phone's
from
ringing.
Val. Let
Yeah,
me
you're
take
fine.
this. I think you'll be
Go
able to
ahead. We'll be
hear
here.
it.
I've only got a few more minutes anyway. I got to go to work here in a second. Jimmy P, I'm glad you made it. Jimmy and I were talking about, God, wouldn't it be awesome just one time to like go collecting with Father Fish? We want to do that. Let's see here. Lori's talking about there's a fish event happening this weekend in Morgantown. Are you going to get to go to Lori? Are you going to get to go, Lori? Hopefully. Oh, let's see.
Yeah, that was interesting. I had a call and I thought that could be live on both, but it cut.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it cut you off with us.
Yeah, I was trying
You
to
were
get you
here,
to
but
stop talking, but you couldn't hear me. Anyway,
it's all right.
Valerie called. Valerie's one of the founding members of the Venice Aquarium
Oh,
Society.
yeah.
And she's up here now. She's about an hour and
Oh,
away from me.
oh,
So we're
that's
going to
good.
get together for dinner or
Oh,
something. Anyway,
wonderful.
what I was saying was I'm feeling like this whole experience has turned a corner for me and caused me to be much more interested in getting out and meeting people. And the issue is my vehicle. I have an old 1997 Ford Econoline, but I just put new tires on it and a new battery. So I
Hey,
think I'm good to
Audra.
go.
There's Audra. Good morning.
So I want to get over and visit Laurie. I want to get out and
Oh,
visit all the people in Jersey and Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. You know, there's so many people who are within a couple hour drive of me who I really need to visit.
yes. Get you
So I'm
a
gonna
central place and everybody just join and meet you.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
we love you,
Well,
nurse.
whatever. Ooh.
Did you hear I said Audra Meyer came in? Good morning, Miss
Hello,
Audra.
Audra. Nice to see you.
Mhm.
Snake.
Snake sent me a song I'm gonna have to listen to. I'll listen to it, Snake.
That'll be fun.
Well, oh, there's Irene. Hi, and Irene Van Den Duel.
Nice to see you.
I'm gonna have to go to work, so I'm gonna have to get off of here.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
it's 10 o'clock. We've been here
Lori,
long enough. Yes.
Lori wants to know if you'll make it to the Keystone Clash next
You
year.
know, I am not pre-registered. Um, I would love to go. I'm not sure that I'm not sure I can. I don't have a room.
That's the expense, all that stuff.
You know, it's like a couple of $100, and
Yeah.
this hospital thing is gonna hit me pretty hard here. I would love to be able to. It's this coming weekend. I'm gonna have to think hard about it and try to figure out. Maybe
Yeah.
there's a way I can.
Or she said
For a
next
day.
year maybe.
If I could just get up for a day, even like
Right.
Saturday
Yeah.
or something. Yeah. Thank you for
All right.
mentioning that. Laurie, I appreciate it. Okay,
Well,
Mary, thank you.
you keep healing and keep
Yeah,
resting and
I think we're going to go offline now.
okay. Thank you all for being
All
here.
right. Take care, all. Love you all.
Love y'all.
We'll be back Saturday and maybe pop on earlier. South Shore Dive in the Atlantic. Yeah, really. Sounds good, Grant. Love you all. Imre. Oh, that's Irene. Hi, Irene.
Yep.
God bless you all. Nice
God
to
bless
be with
y'all.
you.
Have a wonderful and blessed day.
See you this weekend. Bye, everybody.
And you call me later. So just
I
keep
will.
doing what you're doing. Love you. All right.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.